Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you my review of the next section of 3 episodes of Andor. In episode 4 we see Luthen taking Andor to the world of Aldhani. Andor, now christened Clem, is to help a group of rebels who are planning on robbing the quarter payroll from the Imperials. Throughout the first 2 episodes of this second arc, we see them planning the heist with the model of a dam where the Imperial credits are housed. Andor is the last addition to their little group, and there is distrust between them and wondering why he arrived last minute. Eventually they know why he is there, and that is during the 5th episode. In the second part of the story is Mon Mothma's arrival at Luthen's gallery carries all the breathless hallmarks of a great spy thriller, with eyes paradoxically everywhere and nowhere as deals are cut in the shadows. We know Mothma will live through her subterfuge. The show's sleight of hand is introducing characters in her orbit that may still get her from her actions, means the silent thrum of tension remains present throughout. Episode 5 we open straight away with a surprise as Cyril Karn must deal with the fallout of his actions. This element of the story arc is beautifully underplayed, and there's a moment at the end of this episode that confirms what some saw coming. Fear may lead to anger, which in turn may lead to hate, but losing your job and being disgraced often leads to rage, and that has a tendency to become best friends with revenge. What this show has managed to do is create effective character depth, and as such I've become invested quite heavily, quite quickly, in its secondary characters. Cassian Andor himself plays an important role naturally in this installment, but he is somewhat more an asset used to explore the backstories of the other rebels that will accompany him on the extremely dangerous sounding raid on the Imperial base. And it's not just limited to the rolling, grassy hillsides of Aldhani. The in-depth and unexpected insight into the plagued personal life of Mon Mothma is a bonus and will no doubt prove essential in representing the political element of the rebellion against the Empire. Like Han Solo before him, or more accurately, how Han Solo was originally before George Lucas wrecked his raison d'etre in the 1997 Star Wars Special Edition. Andor is an anti-hero who ultimately ends up doing the right thing, but with somewhat more questionable methods than the typical bold, buff, bare-chested Buster Crab type. Finally, this is infinitely more relatable in today's world than a saintly sci-fi hero. Aldhani itself is actually new to Star Wars canon, which means the Makani Bre Dani event is also new. More commonly referred to as the Eye of Aldhani, Lieutenant Gorn described it as a celestial event that occurs once every 3 years. The crowds of thousands of local inhabitants gather to watch, some hiking for weeks just to be able to watch it from the sacred land. Episode 6 opens with an early morning conversation between Cassian and Nemik, who is nervous about the plan getting ready to unfold. Instead of sleeping, he has added to his manifesto, writing about mercenaries like Clem and how they fit the larger scope of the rebellion. Cassian assures him that he'll sleep once they have escaped with the credits from the garrison. On the surface, Nemik's death might seem anticlimactic, but it is deeply symbolic. He didn't die in battle or go down in a blaze of glory. He was crushed to death by credits. Ultimately, money is what fuels wars, the desire to possess it or desire to seize it. In this episode, we also see a small Imperial family unit living on Aldhani. Commandant J-Hold and his wife Raboda and his son Leonard, who are hoping that he'll get a promotion to transfer off Aldhani. We also see the moment that sets up their eventual abduction as the rebels lay claim to the garrison, which helps to instill the audience with some sympathy for the wife and son who are swept up in the intrigue. Tensions are high and palpable as the heist gets underway, and their plans start to unravel as both ends once they start losing time, partially because Vel stall at the onset of the attack. As they make their way down to the vault, the scenes are undercut, and the Danis, as they sing and dance, seemingly welcome the arrival of the Eye. Contrast between an emotional cultural moment and a fraught heist underscores that the rebels are fighting for small victories will help the rebels win and prevent the Empire from continuing to blot out people like the Danis. The heist has a lot of moving parts to it and never slows down as it charges onwards. As most viewers anticipated, only a small number of the rebels on Aldhani make it out of the heist alive. Cassian narrowly escapes with his life, and eventually, though it's known that he will live to die another day, the anxiety of the scene never wavers. Vel, Cassian, Nemik, and Skeen make it aboard the freighter, though Nemik is crushed by the credits as they navigate through the Eye as planned. Cinta is left behind to blend in with the Imperial officers and hopefully make her own escape once the celebration is over. With Nemik near death, Cassian and Skeen make their executive decision to take him to a doctor. But as the doctor tends to Nemik, Cassian quickly learns that Skeen's insistence on making the pit stop to see the doctor was not born out of altruism. Skeen didn't join the rebellion to fight back, he joined it to line his own pockets. Despite Cassian's own participation as a mercenary, being fueled by the payout he was promised by Luthen, hearing the Skeen means to cut and run with the credits they stole from the Imperial leads Cassian to kill him without much hesitation. While Vel doesn't believe Cassian that when he tells her why he killed Skeen, she gives Nemik's manifesto and lets him leave. Elsewhere in the galaxy, Dedra and the Imperial Security Bureau make their preparations to counter this minor victory by the rebels while Luthen celebrates the rebellion's success in the back room of his shop, and Mon Mothma faces a disinterested Senate. Here are my ratings for each episode. Episodes 4 and 5 I give an 8 out of 10. For episode 6 I give it a full 10 out of 10. Well, that's it for now. Please leave a comment below on what you think of the second story arc of Andor episodes 4 to 6. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. And I'm now also on Patreon. So for as little as $3 you can get extra content not available on my YouTube and Rumble channels. The link is below. And until the next time, may the Force be with you.